The woman was shocked to find out she and her best friend were married to the same man. She looked at a photo of her husband hugging her best friend and thought the friend was just a mistress. But her friend calmly said she had been married to him for 7 years. That hit the woman like a brick. She ran into the office and broke down crying. She had only been married to him for 6 years and their son was already 5. Now she realized the heartbreaking truth. She was actually the other woman in this marriage. Just then, her best friend followed her in, confused, and asked what was wrong. Fighting back her tears, she forced a smile and said she was fine. Right then, her husband called her best friend, and the woman clearly recognized his voice on the phone. He said he was on the way to pick her friend up from the hospital. Panicking, the woman rushed outside trying to catch him, but by the time she got out, his car was already gone. She quickly called him and asked if they could meet, but the husband was sweet-talking her best friend at that moment. He lied and said he had an emergency at work, then told the driver to take her best friend home, but she mentioned she heard a woman's voice on the phone. He quickly covered it up and said it was his female assistant. She bought the excuse and reminded him to come home early tonight. When he got home, he acted like nothing happened and asked why she looked upset, but the woman was done with pretending. She went straight to the point and asked for a divorce. The man was stunned and asked what she meant. She told him they never even got a marriage license, so technically, getting divorced would be simple. She thought back to 6 years ago when they had a small wedding ceremony. He promised her that his family didn't approve of the marriage, but as soon as they came around, they'd go register it. She had believed him all these years. Now she knew he had married someone else for real. She confronted him about it, but the man started scrambling to explain. She didn't want to hear another word. She said from now on, they were done. She was nothing to him and he was nothing to her. As she turned to leave, the man suddenly dropped to his knees. He begged her, saying the other woman was just a business marriage. There was no love between them. He only did it for a family deal. The woman asked him what would happen to her and their son. He coldly said his legal wife wouldn't be staying in this city for long, so she wouldn't even affect their lives. That made the woman even more furious. She said she refused to live as the woman everyone saw as a side piece. She swore she would leave with her son and never look back. But as she was about to go, the man showed his true colors. He threatened her. If she dared to leave, she would never see her son again. But if she stayed, things could go back to the way they were. That's when the woman realized why he sent their son to study abroad so early. He planned this. He was using the kid to control her. The man left coldly, saying she'd better think carefully. Later that night, her phone rang again. It was her best friend calling from her husband's phone. Her voice was filled with rage. She asked the woman who she was. Why did her husband have a secret phone just to talk to her? And why did he save her contact as wife? That's when the woman realized he had a whole other phone just for her. She tried to explain, but the friend interrupted her right away. She said if the woman knew her last name, then she obviously knew about her existence, which meant she was knowingly being a homewrecker. She started cursing and threatened to tear her apart. The woman hung up the phone and broke down. She was stuck between her best friend and the man she had loved for 6 years. She couldn't figure out what she had done to deserve this. The next day, her coworker asked if she was feeling sick because she looked so pale. Before she could answer, her best friend stormed in and slapped her across the face in front of everyone. Want to know what happens next? Follow me. I'll be sharing the next chat after soon.